Okay, we're back at it. It's another day. I got this all pretty much sorted out. We basically just have these two to finish. Got a lot of stuff on the trailer that kind of needs to be sorted a little better once I get the next two bins on there. And then I put the crane on the steel pallet and clamped it down to it so it's kind of secure and not going to just flop over, so we can work on that. We ain't gonna waste no time. We're going to get right into it. We got all these light fixtures over here. Kind of hard getting by here. Okay, we're dealing with a lot of glass here. We're gonna put our safety glasses on. I got a ton of glass I'm gonna have to wind up dealing with. This stuff is pretty heavy. These lenses pretty much weigh more than the cast they're connected to. Man, it was freezing this morning. Okay. We got some nice copper transformers. Out of the way. The good thing is, these look like copper transformers. Even though they're little 175s or 250s or whatever they might be. That's got a nice adapter in it. Try to save them when I can. I'm actually going to save all that. Okay. Phillips flathead. See? Of course, we got flatheads. This one got damaged. This right here is why I like these cutters, because I can come across and get all of them in one snip on these transformers. And if I had to, if I come across these and the screws are in a tight spot, they're tin snips, so I can just get in there and actually cut the metal. They just work really good. So not for everything. Thicker wire, the dikes work good. And I'm a big fan, I've said this many times, of spring-loaded. These are DeWalt's, spring-loaded with multiplied force handles here. Now they don't open as wide as a regular pair of dikes because of this multiplied force thing, but for 90% of what you're doing, they work amazing. And when you're snipping tons and tons of wire, man, the spring-loaded things, once you go to spring-loaded, man, you won't want to go back. Mess today. I've been saving these aluminum things, the aluminum capacitors. I'm gonna try to get them in there with the iron aluminum, see what happens. And then I was talking to a scrapper. He said the metal ones, this other yard that I've never dealt with, will buy them at shred, but I don't know. I always have issues when I try to deal with a new yard. That's a cool looking light. Oh, nice. I gotta get a better system for doing that. It's not very bright, but I guess if you want an up or down light, huh? Oh, don't look directly into the light. Made in China. Thing is, these are pieces of extruded, or that is. I think this is just cast. That's a piece of extruded. Shoot. Almost thought that was plastic. Okay. Wow. It's literally like glued in there. I could probably get that out with the jaw. We're just gonna send it as cash. see it just down in there. It might still work. I'm gonna test this one. This one looks brand new. This one, these are actually extruded pieces. Gonna throw it with the cast. The heck, man. Whoa. Big old spider on there. All the years I've been doing this, and all the fixtures that were full of bugs, full of spiders and whatnot, I've never been bitten, or that's like probably one of the very few live spiders I've ever seen. I came across some black widows one time. That was about the closest thing. I've come across tons of dead birds, lizards, but usually, by the time they get to me, they're done. And the birds, man, I've had it where this whole thing was full of bird nests, and they stink. And it's like, how would they even find their way in there? It's really weird. Man, they'll find the tiniest little hole and get up in there. cast aluminum. I'm not even going to unbolt that. I'll probably unbolt that just because it's right there in your face. Might even be stainless steel. Yep. That's stainless with a nice little spring on it. Put that in my spring pile. Nice piece of stainless. I thought I had a stainless bucket around here somewhere. I'll have to start a bottle. Okay. All right, let's cut up some of these candy cane things. They're really awkward. Even just loading these things, it was a pain in the butt. They're really light. Make sure we're not going over Okay. Oh, I should have pulled that wire out. That's number one. Not really strippable, but we can get number one for that. The reason why I want to cut these down is I'm trying to fill every little nook and cranny in these bins. That's why I just push those to the back, because there's a lot of void in there. So I want to get all this little stuff, and that next bin has a bunch of small stuff. So as I put a layer down, I can pack all the little corners. We want to make sure we fill this thing out. These are just odd. But we cut them down like this. Now we can get them in all the little holes, and it's not going to be a big deal. I got some more aluminum I-beam up there. Since this is usually where I use the jaw, I want to come off of here with some type of gantry. Either put a pole and then have an arm swing out with the I-beam on it, or maybe come off with a corner of this. That way I can get this whole area, and then this thing will be always on a tool balancer, because this thing is not light. I think it's just going to be easier for me to do it this way. I think these things came from the factory as an LED, so we ain't gonna get much out of this. All right, now I'll put it back up in here. That was just really awkward trying to pick these big goofy things up. My other jaw, which is bigger than this, I was cutting some big old extruded candy canes like this. I actually had the jaw on the job, which made it even more scary. I had a little, I brought my generator and the pump, and I was there cutting these candy canes up, and they were big, man. And what I was doing is getting it down in this little nook, and I really didn't want to do it. So I was cutting it, you know, I was putting pressure on it, cutting it, and then I was turning it and cutting it. And that seemed to work for a while. Then I got a little greedy and was like, oh, maybe I'll just do it in one shot. And it worked good until about the 4th or 5th one, and there was a lot of them. That's why I was trying to cut them down, because I really couldn't clamp them down on my trailer in any good way. They wouldn't stack. They were just a mess. And where this is cut, the hole going through here, it actually takes away a little bit of the structure, and that's where it broke. And when it broke, thank God I had my hand like to the side or something. This thing flipped back under, it just exploded, and it flipped back and smashed into this. If my hand was there, I would have probably lost a finger, or minimum broke something bad. It would have not been a good day. And the problem was, I mistakenly thought these were 10,000 PSI. They're not 10,000 PSI at all. They're only like 5. And this pump is a 10,000. That's why you always see me looking at the pump. We're pushing like 2,000 to cut that. What I need to do, this is some pretty thick stuff. What I need to do is get a pressure gauge, or I think I could probably just use the gauge there, and then dial this. I think I can dial this down, lower the pressure internally, so that even if I max it out, it's only going to go to like 5. But even with this little one, I've seen that thing spike up into the red, and that's scary. Oh no. Oh, there must be some type of wire nut or something at the end there. That's the only problem. See what happened there? The only problem with these, sometimes it rolls that wire over. All right, I'm getting pretty hungry. We got a good bead going though. Oh yeah, wire nuts. I can't even get that out. Okay. Oh no. Now we can find all the nooks and crannies. You know? We'll have to put another layer. Alright, let's take one of these things apart. See what we got. Hopefully we can stack these inside of each other and condense all that down. I got a couple more things, that and that, to cut up with the jaw. The rest of this stuff should unscrew pretty quick. Hopefully we can get all of this, or most of it, in this bin. Well, I don't know about all this, but let's see what we got. Phillips. That's a bunch of extrusion. Look at all that little baby extrusions. Wow. I'll say that's number one. Now, am I gonna sit here and try and recover all this extrusion? Probably not. Look at that thing, it's just crusty. I don't know, maybe. If these little clips would come out, probably be better with a pair of needle nose. This is even my needle nose, I like spring-loaded ones. These are DeWalt's as well. Huh. This might just be hammer time. Man, that is so light. Although it might come off of there. That's a clean piece of extrusion. Wow. Am I gonna sit there and do that to every single one of these? Probably not. The time for the extra, I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I will cut these wires though. That wire's weird, man. I'm gonna hit it with the dikes. I don't know. If I had nothing else to do, I might micro scrap that. These are daisy chained together. I don't even know if I want to do this. I'm not even really recovering any wire. Yeah, we're just gonna send that with the shred. And then this, for the most part, will stack. Huh. Let's take one more apart, see how well they stack. That. Huh. Better than not stacking them. They're gonna take up a lot of space. I wish I could knock these domes off the top. That's welded in there pretty good. All right, we ain't gonna worry about it. We're gonna take a little break here, get some lunch. Looks like we got a lot of windage going on out there. All right, I'm back from lunch. Before I go any further on the scrapping, I think what I'm gonna do is, since I don't have a forklift and I can fill up bins and stuff, I'm gonna pull out my big scale, which is unfortunately behind all this mess. But I'll be able to put those whole bins right on there and weigh everything and know how much I'm hauling, so I don't overload my trailer. Because I can see, I don't think I'm gonna do it on this particular load, but I can definitely see me overloading myself now that I got a forklift and I'm just loading stuff on the trailer, not really knowing how much it is. So we'll get this out, see if it works. Pretty sure I have a couple different readouts for it. We'll test it against some known weights. Then when we go to the scrap yards, we can have a good idea how much we're gonna be bringing. Okay, there you have it. Now, I'm gonna have to build, matter of fact, I got enough of this, I think, to build a frame. Something that I can scoop this up with the forklift, but I had to put that in the box because couldn't read the numbers with the sun. Now I have this weight. This is 50 pounds. Oh, look at that. 50 pounds on the mark. I know you probably can't see it coming with this thing. Let's see how much I weigh. Oh no, the scale must be way off. 281 pounds, 280.5. I just had lunch, so, and I'm wearing heavy boots with thick socks. Anyway, now that that's out and working, man, we're one step closer to becoming like a full-blown scrapyard over here. So what I need to do is weigh one of those bins. I know they're not all going to be the same, but I can get a good estimate. They're not even that heavy. Probably just drag that over here. That weight I just had probably weighs more than this. Wow, I'm gonna be able to weigh all kinds of stuff now. That was close, 80 pounds on the dot. Okay, so now we can weigh all the stuff. I kind of want to see how much that pallet weighs there. We haven't processed it yet, but I'm gonna have to build something. I'm gonna have to build like the Scrapyard, man. They have these cool protective, they got like ramps to where you can't just bang into them, so you don't bend the legs on the load cells. Let's see. Generators, man, when they come in. It's got enough capacity. Well, you know what? I'll weigh this. I don't need to weigh that. It's not ready. It's ready to go. The neighbor's been leaving the space open for me. He's really been helping me out. What do you think? 400? Oh, 540. That pallet's probably 40 pounds. We got 500 pounds of cast right there. We're gonna need a lot more than that. Probably not good to just leave something on a scale, so I'm gonna put this back down here and we're gonna get right back into scrapping. All right, well, that's it for all them lights. That was some tedious work, but it pretty much went pretty quick because a lot of these were already open. I just basically clipped some wires. I think we have all the bins almost full except for one. This one's half full. We got a nice chunk of transformers. I'm gonna have to check some of these ones here. I think they're 50-50. Some of them are double copper. Still got some down in here to deal with. Looks like we're getting ready to have some type of storm. I better hurry up and start loading this stuff. Yeah, we got an extra bin, so I can go ahead and probably get this whole pallet in this bin, and once I weigh them, as long as there's not more than like 1,000 pounds up here, because that crane was like 700 pounds sitting up here, I'll find the lightest bins, which will probably be if I put this in there. Must be a router. Almost sounds like a car horn going off when someone gets in an accident. But I'm gonna have to sort a bunch of stuff. We got a lot of aluminum to get on here. Oh, I got this bin here. I gotta try to get that into one of these bins. All right, here we go. I actually had a fan I met on Instagram come by, sold me a big boy motor, some copper, some extrusion, some coils. But I wind up taking everything off the trailer. Everything was pretty much on pallets anyway. I wanted to weigh everything. Now, I weighed one of these tubs earlier with 80 pounds. I didn't know if they were all the same, so I put a 90-pound tear on every one of these, just so that we're good. In fact, move some of this over here. We got 200 pounds or whatever. We got a lot of extrusion. I think 300 pounds of extrusions. And I wanted to know which one of these bins was the lightest and which one was the heaviest. I got most of these white lights in one of the extra bins. I'm gonna put all, we got 5 bins. 5 bins. So we're gonna put, I guess we're gonna put one up front, 2 here, 2 in the back, and then we're gonna fill this stuff up in the middle. I'm gonna use the there's a pallet right there with some big boxes. I'll make some walls, probably over $2,000 worth of aluminum. And I lowballed everything, and I went with the sheet price because there's a lot of sheet in here. So the cast, when I go to sell it, it's going to be a little bit more. So that bin right there is the lightest. I think I'm going to put that up front, and then I think this cast bin is like the second lightest. These 2 here, and then these other 2, they're heavy, man. One of them weighed like 700 pounds. I stuffed it, man. That would have been this would have been interesting if I would have had no sides, but who needs sides when you got bins? I'm gonna talk to that dude, and I'm gonna get some more of these bins. I like them. I really wish they would have had some sides, because as I was loading this, I had to make sure there wasn't anything small on the outer side. Everything small was in a cubby or in the middle, because I don't want something shifting and coming out the side. But these things are great, man. I'm super stoked. Now, I'm gonna sweep off the trailer. There was a bunch of glass, and we're gonna get this loaded up.
For the ocean, I'm at the bottom of the sea.
Okay, here's the ticket for all that stuff. Now, before we get into that, I want to show you this. I'm actually using a like a mic, an external mic that hooks into your phone, and then you have these little mics. It came with 2 of them, and I have a little windshield, and this is a little charging port. I guess it doesn't want to stay open. Anyway, so try that out. I don't know if I should be using the thing without being outside in the wind, but we're going to see how it works, because I got some complaints about my phone. My phone, I shot that video the other day, and the phone, I don't know why the audio, maybe because I wasn't speaking at the phone, it was all over the place. But anyway, this is what we had. We had 136 pounds of electronic ballast, 14 cents a pound, $19.04. That's not a lot. Number 1 copper, we had 5 pounds. I don't even know what that was. $3.60 a pound, $18. Number 2 copper, 17 pounds, $3.50 a pound, $59.50. Number 2 insulated, 100 pounds even, 98 cents a pound for $98. Number 1 wire, 45 pounds, $2.65 a pound, $119.25. We had old sheet aluminum, 240 pounds, 62 cents a pound for $148.80. Auto batteries, 368 pounds, 25 cents a pound, $92. All aluminum rads, 42 pounds, 55 cents a pound, $23.10. Romex wire, 57 pounds, $2.10 a pound. I get a decent price for that. That's why I don't strip that stuff. Once you pull that insulation off, maybe some of the bigger stuff is worth stripping, but the smaller stuff, not really. I think you wind up actually losing money. $2.10 a pound, $119.70. Cast aluminum. There was a ton of cast. 3,099 pounds, 65 cents a pound. $2,014.35. 6063 clean extrusions, 253 pounds, 93 cents a pound, $235.29. Definitely worth separating that cast. You're getting 30 cents more a pound for that stuff. And then small batteries, 18 pounds, 20 cents a pound, $3.60 for $2,950.63. Now, I think I probably paid about $1,000 for all that stuff. And that included a bunch of transformers that we didn't even get to. So for what I paid, eventually I wind up probably quadrupling my money. But this took me like 2 half days and a full day of processing that stuff by myself. That stuff was, it was a lot of work. And then I had, there's always other things going on here that I'm doing. It's not just like I'm focusing on that. Plus I'm filming. So for 2 days to process all that stuff, basically made $1,000 a day processing that stuff. That's not bad at all. And then we still had a bunch of transformers. I actually have a bunch more transformers back on the table. Wait till you see the transformers I got over there. And then the shop's an absolute mess right now. Well, not absolute. It's not too bad. Just we stripped a bunch of wire. But I'm gonna spend some time cleaning up in here, getting some trash out of here, and I'm going to go crack some transformers. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned because I got some cool videos coming up. And we got to bust through as much scrap as we can before the holidays, because the day before Christmas, Miami shuts down and they don't open up until the 2nd, which is good because I'm going to be in here dialing in the shop for that basically week that I can't sell scrap. I might go pick up some scrap, but my focus is going to be cleaning the shop because it's a mess. It needs to get dialed in. And I want to actually focus on this wall right here and finish that. I started putting pegboard up and then I just never did. And then that table got in the way. And I decided that red cart I bought for $20 that's sitting over there. I pushed it over there by the mill, and I was like, oh, you know what? I need something for all my tooling. So that red cart is going to get dedicated for all the milling stuff. And we're going to get back on using the milling machine and the ingots, finish making the perfect ingot. I didn't forget about it. Just got kind of sidetracked there for a minute. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrapyard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before? Wow. Oh, no. Got a little excited there.
Little micro scrapping. That's a nice chunk, man. That's a solid piece of copper right there.